and thank him immensely for giving us this opportunity to go inside, dive inside, reflect on that particular value in depth. So let us just take a minute of silence to thank the Supreme. Okay, so welcome back and welcome to this brand new series of values for life for all. And I'm sure all of you would have really attended the past. On 15th of October, we had celebrated the World Values Day. And on that day, we had decided that we will be doing this fortnightly series, which will really immensely benefit not only the Vihasa facilitators, but all of us who are attending this. So at the outset, let me thank Claudia's sister, who is the instrument for the Brahma Kumari's Vancouver Center. And she has been so kind enough to grant us permission to use the Zoom. So thank you, sister, so much for indeed providing us this portal to have this interaction with each other. And I would request now Sister Claudia and Sister Anu to start the proceeding, the first part of the session.
Om Shanti. Happy Diwali, everyone. And this auspicious day of Diwali. It's very nice to have this series start with the seed of all the values, which is contentment. If we don't have contentment, we cannot have many values in life. And I think there's nothing better than Shilu Didi. I always still ask Shilu Ben, and to talk about contentment, because she is the portrait of contentment. If we look at her, we feel content just in look at her. So I think this is going to be a very auspicious program, and I'm looking forward to see, because it's a way for us to study too, where can we improve. So I really like to thank Dr. Manohi and Anu and everyone who are on this program, preparing with so much attention and love, and to have us to be able to study and learn more. So I like to have Anu as from the Vancouver family. Welcome all of you with a Dia. Today is a very special day, and we have to bring light, right? The deer represent light to our soul, so we are going to represent this soul with the deer, yeah? So then also we have to have some sweet, right? The tilak first. Let's see the tilak. We put the tilak of self-sovereignty. Yes, we all get our tilak. And then we become very sweet, no sweet words, so we get some sweetness there. So, and then also flowers over us, for us to be, and as a flower in the God's garden. Yeah. So thank you for this opportunity. And actually today is my Alokak birthday, Diwali. So for me it's double. I'm very happy to be with all of you in this Alokak birthday. So happy Diwali, everyone. All the best for you.
Thank you, Claudia, sister. It was indeed a big surprise that it's your birthday. So we wish you a very happy birthday from the entire family who have joined. Thank you so much. And thank you once again for those 4 things, the diya, the tilak, the flowers, and also the sweets which you gave us. Thanks indeed a lot. Thank you. If I can just request Nikhil Bhai to just make Dr. Ashok Mehta the co-host. He's just joined now. So before we move on to Dr. Ashok Mehta, let me just give you a small introduction about him. He is basically involved with Brahma Kumari since a lot of years, and he is the president of the medical wing of Brahma Kumaris and also the director of the Global Hospital at Mumbai. And he is also specially the medical advisor to the Janki Foundation. So over to Dr. Ashok Mehta for giving us the few blessings and words of wisdom on this occasion.
Thank you, Manoj Bhai.
Eh, I don't know, Anu sister, you also can't hear, right? The connection is lost probably.
Maybe the internet
Yeah,
from
internet. Yeah,
brother is not very good. Maybe later
There's
on.
yeah,
internet problem with Dr. Ashok Mehta.
yeah. No problem. So we'll just carry on. No problem. We heard a bit about values. So now we move on to this Diwali time. You know why we have chosen Diwali? Because Diwali is the festival of lights, as all of you know it very well. So on this festival of lights, we thought that we should do something unique and try to ignite the soul inside with all these beautiful values, which in all the Avyak Murlis Baba has mentioned about all of them, but we really don't get time to reflect on. And we are so thankful to the senior sisters, Sister Shilu and Sister Mohini, who are with us today to help us in reflecting on that particular value. Today's value is contentment. But before I move on, I would just request now that Sister Mohini would be giving us the few, again, words of wisdom and inaugural blessings. It's the United States time. It is midnight over there. So we have a recording of a very brief recording. So I would request Nikhil Bhai to just play the recording for us. Thank you. Over to you, Nikhil Bhai.
Greetings of love and peace. Most important value uh,
Increase the volume. Can't hear it. Yeah.
when, when there is harmony, that is that togetherness within the
Perfect.
not only family but it could be society, it could be nation. Then there is also very important attainment is abundance, success. Because when there is conflict, then we can't be successful. This conflict of who is stronger or who has more wealth or higher position, this conflict within the minds and within the family create lot of big loss. So there are many values in life, but I feel that if we begin with love and then also compassion, kindness, care, because when that quality is shared, value is shared with each other, then you can see the prosperity also. When I say prosperity, that everything is successful. And then the trust also grows when there is love. Honesty is very important. So, as much there is trust and honesty, and especially at this time, one of the important value is of self-trust. When I trust myself, trust others, so trusting each other also I find that is very much needed. Some people think in today's world, even it is said honesty is the best policy, but they feel it's not easy to be honest. It's not, you won't succeed if you are honest. But there is one thing what we call as spiritual knowledge, and that is understanding of self, understanding of God. Then through that knowledge, gradually understanding and wisdom, where you are able to discern what is right, what is wrong, what is bad, what is good. And then after discerning, you do what is good, you do what is right. So honesty based on understanding, that is wisdom, and also awakening of inner conscience, that I in my life always have to do what is right. Because there is a saying, as you sow, so you reap. So thought is the seed of the action. And then of course action is the seed for our further fruition in the life. So every thought should be filled with love, compassion, with truth, with honesty. If our seed, the thought, has all these values and qualities, our life will be peaceful. There won't be inner struggle nor outer struggle. The relationships will be very much in harmony, and our society will be a peaceful society. So there are a lot of more values, and it's very good that you are starting this project on values, whether in healthcare, whether in within the family, day-to-day life. It's good to explore, think about values, and I feel that if values are in conversation, even at dining table, it can help children. Children can also understand that what is respect, what is love, what is responsibility and duty. So then if children understand, then our society definitely will be value based, and then there will be very, very successful and peaceful life. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. We all thank Mohini Didi for guiding us with all these inspirational words. And without much ado, I now move on to the main speaker of our day, Shilu Didi. She doesn't need introduction. All of you know her very well. She has been the senior Raj Yoga teacher. And for those who don't know, she is the first one who has become the instrument to start the television programs. Let me just quickly tell you something more about her. She's a senior faculty member for the Academy for Better World at Gyan Sarovar, and also the national coordinator for the education wing of Raj Yoga Education and Research Foundation. Didi has extensively traveled in over 70 countries all over the 5 continents, and she is a broadcaster on television, various conferences. I must say she's a speaker, lecturer, trainer, interpreter, and a very popular orator. At the tender age of 12 years, she came into touch with Brahma Kumaris and then dedicated her life in 1970. And from 1976 onwards, she has been placed at the headquarters, whereby she's serving with her lectures, and all of us are inspired by her really Madhur Vani, what we say, her beautiful words. And Baba is giving her the blessings that Saraswati is on her, Saraswati speaks through her. So there you are, we have such a beautiful speaker. And she currently also, as we speak, has still a lot of programs on Zee TV, Sony TV, Astha, Sanskar, Shakti and Jagran channels. And also currently we have our own channel of Brahma Kumaris called Peace of Mind and even Awakening channel, where she has covered a lot of topics in the past. To name a few: stress-free living, overcoming anger, positive thinking, values in education, and values in life, and Raj Yoga meditation. And on this auspicious day, I am so thankful immensely to her for giving us this time of her precious time to help us go into the depths of contentment. Today, value we are covering is contentment. And before I give it to her, I just remember today in the morning when we heard the Murli, the Sunday Murli, Baba again mentioned about getting these 3 certificates of contentment: from the self, to be content with the self, getting it from the others, from the Brahman family and from the entire people whom we work with, and the third is from the Supreme Being. So over to Sister Shilu for her deep reflection on contentment. Thank you so much.
Om Shanti. I feel very honored today for being the first speaker in this series of values for life. And we have been actually heard about different types of values from Mohini Ben, and today is the first value I'll speak on, which is contentment. Well, we do know that our life is very valuable, and when there are values in life, then our life becomes even more valuable. And they do say that life without values has no value. Life is valuable only when there are values. And that's why the word has come, values. Values could be compared to like the ornaments of a sovereign. But if a sovereign has all his adornments, his ornaments on him, but if the crown is not put on his head, he will not be considered to be a sovereign. So, to depict sovereignty, the biggest adornment is the crown. So, we have started with contentment, which is like a crown in life. Because if there's no contentment, we can never be happy. If there's no contentment, then we are actually giving excuses at every moment. We are blaming other people at every moment. We are thinking negative all the time. So, actually, without contentment, none other value can come. So, what exactly is contentment? Contentment does not mean that, yes, I'm satisfied with life and therefore I don't want anything more. It also does not mean that I don't even want progress in life. Because many people think that when I'm contented, how can I progress in life? But contentment does not mean that. Progress or success, when we say, it has a very deep meaning. Because success is not merely earning a lot of money or earning a lot of name and fame and prestige and all the showering of flowers on us, the big post. So, all that is not really success. I may have a lot of knowledge, I may be very knowledgeable, but if I'm not able to control my emotions, I will never be able to be successful in life. In order to really control my emotions, I need to have a lot of values in life. And contentment stands at the top. So if I have contentment, I'm progressing definitely, because contentment is inner satisfaction, inner happiness. It is feeling of fulfillment within, where I have no greed, where I'm altruistic, where I think that service to humanity is the utmost priority in life. That's why it is said service before self. If I'm only looking at myself, it means I'm selfish. But if I am content internally, I will not be selfish. Today we are seeing in the world today that how greed has taken over, and the result of it is that there is so much loss in the world. God has provided us with all the facilities, all the resources given by nature to us. But we are seeing that over 80% of all the resources of nature are being used by only 20% people of the world. And just 20% of the resources are being used by 80% people of the world. So you can imagine that how much waste is happening to. There is no equality. It's because of greed. And Mahatma Gandhi very readily, rightly said that there is nothing for one's greed. There's everything for one's need, but not for one's greed. So if I am contented internally, I will not be greedy. I will be wanting to share with others what I have instead. Because in sharing and giving, karma philosophy says that there is also receiving in it. It reminds me of a very interesting story that two people approached God and God asked them, "What do you want? What is your wish? What do you desire?" And one person said, "God, give me wealth. Keep on giving me, giving me. I want to get and get and get and get." And the other person said, "I want to just give and give and give." Well, God heard the wish of both. And when that person said, "I want to just get and get and take and take and take," God made him into a beggar. Because a beggar is always asking. His hands are always like this, asking, begging. And people just, put some money as alms on his hands. So he was made into a beggar because he was just wanting and wanting and wanting. And the one who said, "I want to give and give and give," God made him into a very wealthy person so that he could keep on giving and sharing and helping. Dena, what we say in Hindi. So when there's Dena, then we become like Devta. But then when it is just Lena, just taking, then we become beggars. So we are seeing in the world today, because of greed, there is so much of imbalance everywhere. And that is why the need of contentment. So how to really experience this contentment without progress stopping? Because we want progress in life too. A student wants to top the world, top his class. He wants to come first. But then they say if he's contented, he will not mind even coming fourth or fifth. But if he wants to come first, then he can't be contented. But then no, that is not contentment. Contentment means that inner satisfaction in life, the true happiness in life. That is why it is said that happiness is not at the end of the journey, but happiness is at the beginning and during, and of course at the end too. So it's at the beginning too. I'm really happy and contented. So with whatever I'm doing it in a very contented way, very filled with complete satisfaction in life. And for that, there's a very beautiful saying: simple living and high thinking. So let life be simple. Let us not be extravagant. Let us not be spendthrift. It does not again mean that we have to be stingy or misers, but it means that whatever is needed, I will surely get. But if it is for greed, definitely there is no end. Because we say desires, too many desires in life, they are like your shadow. The more you go after after your shadow, the more your shadow will go away from you, and your greed will never end. Your desires will never end. So if you go towards your shadow, you are actually going against the light. It is like going against God and going towards your desires, and you can never really, you know, finish your desires. They will never end. But if you turn a back to your shadow, you will go towards the light. And as you go towards the light, your shadow will become smaller and smaller and smaller. And yes, when you reach the light, your shadow will just, you know, be finished. It won't exist anymore. It will just merge in you. So it's your own shadow, which you created when you went away from light. And when you come back towards light, you are able to finish your shadow. That means you are able to finish your greed. Because if we go towards God, then God says, whatever is in your fate, you will definitely receive. That is why it is said, you cannot get anything before time or more than your fate or fortune. So, time is also a very big healer, and fortune or fate is created on our karma, on what we do, what we think, what we speak. On that basis, our fate is written. On that basis, we create our fortune. So we should give importance to karma, definitely. We should not just sit cross fingered and say, well, whatever is in my fate, I will get. No, my fortune or fate depends on my karma. What I do, I will reap. As I sow, so shall I reap. And what I sow, that I will reap. So if I want happiness, then I have to give happiness. If I want love, I have to give love. If I want peace, I will have to share peace with all. And all these values actually never end. They go on increasing the more we share. But how will we be able to share unless we are contented? We will not be able to share. If we are contented inside, we wish that just as I'm happy, everyone else also should be happy. Everyone else also should get that much as I'm getting. So I don't mind a little bit of renunciation too, because I want to see that other people are also contented, happy. So, in order to really experience contentment at all three levels, first, contented with myself. Second, contented with the people around me. And third, contented with God. And also the other way around, that if I'm contented with myself, definitely I will aim for giving contentment to others. And definitely I would also want to please God. So, in order to really experience contentment, I have to first start with, in what way will God be contented with me? Because if I say I should be contented with myself, come what may, then this also is selfishness, because I just want for myself without caring for others, without caring for what God thinks of me or what God really wants from me. So the first thing it should be is how can I really make God contented? I can make God contented when I am obedient to Him. If I am obedient to whatever God tells me to do, definitely God will be happy with me. And therefore, we say that first of all, make sure what God wants from you. We very, very easily ask many things from God. But do we ever realize that even God wants something from us? It's not that only we have to take from God, but even God wants something from us. What does God want from us? God wants us to serve humanity. God wants us to be happy. Yes. God wants us to give to all. Yes. So, whatever God wants us to do, that we have to do first. So, I should come last. That's why it is said service before self. If it is self before service, then that is called greed. So, service before self means first I have to serve God, not ask anything from God. But then many people say that, should I not ask anything from God? We say, why do you have to ask anything from God? If God has given you already so much, there are so many other people who don't even have as much as you have. So you should really not ask anything more from God. On the contrary, if you are contented with yourself, you will thank God for all that you have. Because we do say that it's God who has given to us everything. It's not others who have given to us or just my hard earned money or whatever. But it is God who has given to me. On the path of devotion, we even say in our arti, ये तन मन धन सब है तेरा, तेरा तुझको अर्पण क्या लागे मेरा. God, this body, mind, wealth, everything belongs to you. And whatever is yours, I surrender that unto you. Nothing is mine. So, this is the real meaning of contentment. Because when I'm surrendering everything to God, it doesn't mean that God will take it away from you. He's the one who has given to me. Why should He take it away from me? But on the contrary, He will just say, live like a trustee. Because if you think it is given to me by God, then you are not the owner of it. You are entrusted with it, and live like a trustee of it. Because if you live like a trustee of it, then you will live above any type of desires, any type of greed, any type of attachment, any type of jealousy, any type of hatred, because everything is given to you by God. And whenever the need be, He wants it, He will take it back. Otherwise, when we say it is mine, then we will be attached. And we see that if we are attached to something, something which is perishable, something which is actually not lasting, it can be destroyed any day, it can leave me any day, it can go away, it can be broken any day. Anything can happen to it because everything of this world is actually perishable. But if I'm attached and I think that, yes, this is mine, then one day I will have to experience sorrow. So, real contentment means when I realize that everything belongs to God, nothing belongs to me. So, even if I lose something, I'm not really disturbed because it wasn't mine at all. God gave it to me. He entrusted upon me, and I have to live as a trustee of it. And if one day God takes it away, well, maybe I don't deserve it. So even if I desire many things, but if I don't get it, it means I don't deserve it. God knows best what is good for me and what is not good for me. So let me not ask for anything more. Let me just thank God for all that He has already given to me. And in this way, I can really be very, very contented inside. Then, secondly, well, many people say that I don't ask anything from God, but then I do ask for peace, for love, for happiness. I ask these things from God. God, give me peace. God, give me love. God, give me this, give me that. We ask for virtues, for values. But actually, even these values are not meant to be asked for from God. Because when we understand the self, that I'm a soul and my nature is peace, my nature is love, I don't need to ask anyone from it, in anyone for this, because that's already my nature. It is already within me. Just like water is actually meant to be cool, it's meant to be not hot, but then we can heat the water. But then if we take the fire away, it will go back to its original nature of coolness. So every soul in its eternal stage, in its original stage, is a peaceful soul. And why we look for these values? Because that's our true nature. You don't have to ask anyone for them. You don't even have to ask God for them. Because once I'm connected to God, the Supreme Being, I feel that I'm already receiving them. Just like if you are sitting in the sun, then you will definitely feel the light and heat of the sun. The heat and light of the sun goes to everyone, whoever faces the sun. So too, God is the Father, the ocean of all these virtues. He is the bestower. So when I'm connected to that Supreme Being, who's like a powerhouse, my soul gets charged very quickly, very easily, and I feel that yes, I'm a peaceful soul and I'm the child of the ocean of peace. So when I think in this way, peace comes to me in a second. Love comes to me in a second. I can feel it immediately because these values are not asked for. You cannot ask for these values and you also cannot teach these values. They say that values cannot be taught, but values are caught. If somebody has a good virtues, then well, we can be inspired by that virtue and it will come in our life. So we get that inspiration if somebody has a particular virtue or a value, and I feel that yes, I can also be like that. So I don't have to get it from anywhere. It is within me, but I have to just have that creation of a thought in me, and that will enable me to experience it. That is why it is said, if you want peace, just create a thought. Peace is just one thought away from you. If you think I'm a peaceful soul, then it is just a thought and you will become peaceful. But if you think I'm peaceless, I'm peaceless, you will never, never experience peace. So this is with all the values. And of course, if I'm internally peaceful, if I'm internally calm, if I'm internally happy, I'm definitely contented too. And if I'm contented within, I experience all these qualities very easily. And therefore, first of all, I have to please God. I have to make sure that I'm able to, experience whatever God wants me to be like. And for that, I don't have to ask for anything. Many say, okay, I'm not asking for things of this world, I'm not asking for peace or love. But then at least I have done so many mistakes in life, maybe so many sins I've committed. Can I not just ask for forgiveness? God, please forgive me. Well, it is good to, okay, ask for forgiveness, no doubt. But then asking for forgiveness is not enough. I ask for forgiveness and again go and commit a sin. Today I ask for forgiveness. It's like a child being naughty, and the mother says, "Don't be naughty," and the child says, "Okay, mommy, sorry." But then the child keeps on saying sorry and still continues to be naughty. Then the mother will not wait for long. The mother will definitely punish the child because he just keeps saying sorry and sorry and sorry. So here too, we just ask for forgiveness and again go and commit sins. How do we commit sins? By indulging in vices, lust, anger, greed, attachment, ego, jealousy, hatred, all these vices. And all these vices come because there's no inner contentment. If I'm inner contented within, then definitely I will never get angry. Anger is also like something vacant in me. There's like a vacuum in me, and I want to fill that vacuum, and that is actually anger coming out. But if I'm contented, I'm peaceful, I will never be angry. I will never have greed, and I will also never have attachment to anyone because I'm contented. All my relationships are with God, and that's what it should be. Because human relationships, they are based on karmic accounts. And once these karmic accounts are over, no one really is anyone. All, whether my mother or father, my friend, my uncle, my aunt, my husband, my wife, my child, whatever, all these relationships are based on karmic accounts. And therefore, when these karmic accounts are over, no one is really anyone. This is a bitter truth. And a person who is really contented, he understands this bitter truth, and he will not have any of these vices in him too. And if the vices aren't there, then I will not commit any more sins. I don't have to ask for forgiveness again and again from God. Instead, if I do make a mistake, I will definitely make a promise to God that yes, I will not do this mistake again. So make a promise to God, and then keep up to that promise. Thank God for all that you have already received. And these values, they are meant to be experienced as your birthright, as your right. Like a child wants to claim his right from his father. So all these values, they are like a birthright for us. And we claim these values not by saying, "Give me peace." But then we say, "Oh Supreme Father, you are the ocean of peace, and therefore I, your worthy child, am an embodiment of peace." And immediately I become peaceful. So peace is just one thought away from me. And that peace can be experienced when I'm internally very contented. And I'm doing that meditation, connecting myself with the Supreme, then contentment is not at all difficult because I feel so full within. Usually, why there's no contentment? Because we feel that I'm very empty. But meditation teaches us to go within and fill the self with these values by connecting to the Supreme. And then when I'm filling myself up with these values, I become so contented. So God is contented with me, then I'm able to really make others contented too. Because I really don't want to give sorrow to anyone. I neither want to experience sorrow myself, nor do I want to give sorrow to anyone. So if I don't want to give sorrow to anyone, I will not commit any action which would be like giving sorrow to someone. My words, my thoughts, everything, my actions, they will really be those righteous actions which will give happiness to others. So, in what way I can give happiness to others, this will be my thought. And when I'm having such thoughts, then I'm sure others will be contented with me. But if I say, no, I want everything, I want everything, I'm greedy, and I keep grabbing, I don't want to give anything to anyone, then I'm sure nobody will be contented with me. So if I want happiness, it's not that I will be happy only by grabbing things or just taking things for myself. The happiness will be experienced by me and I'm making others happy. Actually, they say that the more you give, the more happy you become. More than uh, being happy on receiving something. Usually I ask people, what gives you more happiness? Giving others to others gives you happiness, or taking from others gives you happiness? And the answer is giving. Because we are just giving things, no doubt, but then what we are receiving it, immediately is the blessings of that person. So these blessings are more important than these physical things. I don't mind if I have two chapatis, but I see someone who doesn't even have half a chapati and he's really hungry. I don't mind giving my one chapati to that person. Okay, you first, you first. And in that, there is so much happiness instead of eating myself and filling my stomach fully. So, giving, there is more happiness than in taking. And that is in this way I can make others contented too. But then I also know that there are people who will never be contented. Never. However much you may give to them, they will never be contented. So we have to make sure that we are not, trying to make them contented, because they will never be. Because they are greedy. However much you give them, it's not what they need, but then it is a greed. And therefore, we have to make sure that we don't do any such wrong action, because that person can use it in a very wrong way, and that will create my karma also. And therefore, I have to satisfy people, I have to help people, I have to make others happy, no doubt, but not at the cost of their committing sinful actions. So it's not because of that. So if I am actually encouraging them to commit sinful actions, then my karma will also be created. So, in that way, I should not think that I have to make others contented too. I have to be very, very careful in choosing what actions I am doing. And of course, the third thing is when I'm contented myself. And I do feel that if I'm able to forgive and forget, it becomes very easy to be contented. Usually, we are sometimes not able to forgive the self. We do something wrong, we are not able to forgive the self. If somebody else does something wrong, I'm not ready to forgive that person. So when I'm not ready to forgive myself or to forgive somebody else, then I'll never, never be happy. I'll never, never be contented. So this is what I have to learn, that I have to forgive everyone. Forgive and forget. Only then I can stay contented. Because when I'm contented, I'm easy. When I'm easy, I'm contented. I can mold myself. I can adjust myself in every situation. If I'm not contented, then I can never adjust myself in every situation. And when I cannot adjust myself in any situation, I'm only complaining. And complaining means I'm not at all contented. So a contented person will never have any complaints. A contented person will see just the positivity of everyone. It's not that I am perfect. It's not that I have no defects. But it doesn't also mean that I cannot forgive myself. Others also are not perfect. I know that too. But it doesn't mean that I keep seeing only their negativity or their weaknesses and not think of their goodness. So if I'm really contented, I should see the goodness of others. I will see the goodness of others. I will also see my goodness too. Because even I have many values. I will have self respect. Self respect is also very, very important. Then, when I'm contented because of that self respect, then even if others try to insult me, I will not feel insulted at all. Why? Because I know well it is that is in their eyes. It doesn't mean that I am like that. I know myself very well. So, in this way, I do understand that contentment is the king of, or the crown of all the other adornments of a king. So, let me ask myself, how much am I contented with myself, with others, and with God the Supreme? And when that is possible, and I really feel, yes, I am contented in life, I make others also contented to the extent I can make them contented. And I'm also very happy that God is surely contented with me because I have a very, very elevated fortune. My fortune is great because my karmas are good. And because of my good karmas, my good fortune, I am the most contented person in the world. So I feel very proud to say that yes, I am contented and I will definitely help others to be contented. So thank you very much. Thank you. I know you have questions, and definitely I don't mind answering these questions if you have any. Yes, Manoj Bhai,
Yes, thank you, Shilu
if
sister.
by
It
any
was really
anybody
enlightening.
has asked, you
Yeah.
can mention.
Yeah. So at the
Okay.
moment, there is,
Thank you
yeah.
very
Can you?
much. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Okay. Thank you, Didi, so much. It was very enlightening, and particularly those three aspects of contentment. Am I audible, Claudia, sister?
Hello?
Yeah. Am I
Yes?
audible? Yeah. You can hear
Yes,
me,
yes,
no?
yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, thank you. So it was very enlightening to hear in detail about those three levels of contentment which you have mentioned. The first was being contented with God. God, actually, we should know that God also wants something from us. We are always thinking of what we want from Him. The second contentment was with others, and the third is with self. So the one question is there is. I had, and I'll take the other questions later. There are a few questions. There is a thin line sometimes between ego and contentment. So, first is if I am very content with myself, people say, oh, he's full of himself, and then he always feels he's content. So, that's what they feel. So, is there a line between ego and contentment?
Surely there is a line between ego and contentment because ego is actually because of body consciousness. Ego is because that I am everything. I comes all the time. And really, let me tell you, the one who's egoistic is not really contented. The one who's contented, he will not have any ego in him. It's very, very wrong to think that the one who's egoistic is contentment. Internally, he's empty, but externally, he's showing that he's contented. But because of body consciousness, he's showing that he has everything. But internally, that greed hasn't gone from him. He will always want more and more because ego actually makes one greedy also because he thinks the more I get, the more I will become higher in life, or more the people will praise me, or to give me your name and fame. So the egoistic person is never really contented. Contented means he's very filled with self-respect. He's soul conscious. He's internally very satisfied in life, and he's also having respect for other people. He has self respect and respect for other people. The one who is egoistic, he doesn't have respect for other people. That's why we can make sure that he's empty inside. He's never able to give anything because of his ego. I think that is very important.
Yes, thank you. It was indeed very nice to hear that ego means absolutely you're full of not you're full of yourself, but you're empty inside. So there is no inner contentment and no inner satisfaction. There's one more
Yeah,
question
yeah.
from brother. Yeah, how to deal with negativity? He wants to know.
how to deal with negativity. It's very simple. Actually, anytime a negative thought comes in me, immediately I'll become stressful. Let me tell you. Stress comes immediately when there's a negative thought. But if I am positive, I will not be stressed. I will be calm and cool and quite contented. If I am having a negative thought, that contentment will never be there. Again, the ego will come, because of not being contented. And therefore, we say that negativity is because of body consciousness, because of I-ness and minus. But if I think I'm a soul and I'm the child of God and nothing really is mine, and each soul is playing his own role, each one has his own role to play. Like we watch in a, then the people are acting. So each one has to think of his own acting. If he starts watching the acting of others, then he will never be able to play his role well. So I don't have to see anybody else. I have to just see what I am doing. Negativity means when I'm thinking very high of myself and seeing low of others. Because you always have a choice, what to think, whether to think positive or to think negative. But we should always accept this the choice of being positive, because behind everything there's a reason. It's not that there's no reason, but because of many assumptions or many superstitions, or maybe, because of internal jealousy and all these factors, we become negative. Otherwise, there's no need to be negative, because each one is playing his own part. Let me admire. If not admire, then let me at least respect. If not respect, then let me at least accept, because I have to ultimately accept instead of being negative and just seeing negativity of others. I think that's what I wanted to say. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sister. We have two, three other questions. Is that okay if we can take it?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, thanks. So, how do we make others contented? That's the question.
I did mention that we can make others contented by first making them understand what is good for them, what is not good for them. But if I get angry with them, they will never be contented. Okay, I have to help them, but then also it is important that I have to make them realize what is really good or bad for them. Now, for example, somebody is diabetic and he's told by the doctor not to have any sweets, but then he is my husband or he is my father or whoever, and he's saying, please, I want some sweet, I want some sweet. Now, if I say I have to make him contented, I have to make him happy, okay, let me give sweet to him. So he'll be happy, he'll be contented. But I know his sweet is not good for him. It'll increase his diabetes. And therefore, I have to make him understand. Otherwise, people will not be contented because of their own greed, because of their own ego, because of their own desires. So they may not be contented. But I have to not lose my patience, and I have to make sure that I have to tell them what is good or what is bad. But if they don't understand, well, it is their fate. What can you do? You try to help them as much as possible. I think this is what I would suggest. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. There's another question you mentioned about forgive and forget. So, someone is asking, what is the best way to forgive people?
The best way to forgive people is by saying that, well, everyone makes mistakes, and not two people are alike, not two, fingerprints are alike. Nobody is going to think in the way I am thinking. No one will do as I am doing. So why we can't forgive people? Because again, here ego comes in our way. I have that ego. He should do in the way I want him to do. He should be like this as I want him to be, and so on. And then when he's not like that, I'm so angry, I can't forgive him. Maybe there's some loss, okay. But then again, this is all part of karma. And we say also a very big drama. Whatever happens has happened. If I understand that maybe there is some benefit behind it, some good behind it, so instead of really getting upset, getting angry, or not forgiving, I'm only giving myself sorrow. Because if I'm angry, if I'm getting upset, the other person may not be unhappy, but I am unhappy. So if I want to be peaceful, I want to be happy, I have to learn to forgive. But then sometimes we do forgive. Okay, if I forgive you, go. But then I can't forget. Every time that person comes in front of me, that same thing will, situation will come in my mind again. So I have to learn to forget also. That's what we learn in spirituality. This is a big drama. Whatever is happening is a drama. And we say apply three dots. I'm a soul. God is a supreme soul, a dot. I'm a dot. And this drama is also like a dot. Everything, whatever has happened, was part of drama. It's finished. It's finished. In Hindi, we say, Raat gayi, baat gayi. Night is over, a new dawn has come, new day has come. Now let us forget what happened yesterday. Past is past. So if we are able to make ourselves understand in this way, we'll be able to not only forgive but also forget. I think that's what we learn in meditation, and this is what we have to do in order to really make ourselves peaceful and happy too. Okay?
Thank you so much. And we'll just have a last, actually, it's a comment. I'll just read out. It's a beautiful comment someone has written. They're saying that our level of contentment correlates with our spiritual effort, right? The more we are spiritual, the more we are contented. So the person is saying, I don't have really to specifically work on my contentment because there will automatically be contentment when I improve on my spiritual progress. So any comment
Definitely.
on that? Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. You're absolutely right. Maybe this is the essence of whatever I have spoken. Spirituality is the basis for all this. All the values come because of spirituality. So if there's spirituality, contentment is the first thing which will come in life. And I'm very happy that you have realized that spirituality is very, very essential in life in order to be contented. So it's very true. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Didi, so much. All of them are really congratulating you. It was really enlightening. So now we would request you to conduct the last 5 to 10 minutes meditation on contentment. Thank you.
5 minutes only. Okay. Yeah, it's already 11:10. Okay, so 11:05, I think.
That's okay. We
Okay,
have.
so okay, so let us sit peacefully, relax, go within, ask yourself, who am I? Why am I? From where am I? What is the purpose of my life? What do I have to do? Now you can answer these questions yourself. I'm only a traveler, actually, a soul as a traveler. This life is just one spot, but I'm on my way back to from where I came, my eternal home. I came as a pure soul. And I have to return home as a pure soul again. But in this journey, I forgot myself. I forgot that I came into this world only to play my part as an actor on this world drama stage. This world is not my home. All others are also just actors on this world drama stage. So I watch everything in a very, very detached way, having love for everyone, because all are children of God. All are peaceful souls, loving souls. I too am a soul, peaceful and loving. I brought only my karma with me, and I will take back only my karma, nothing else. So let me pay attention to my karma. Let me give happiness to all. My true asset will be the blessings I receive from others, because nothing of this world will accompany me. Just the blessings I have received from others and my own good karma. As now I have to return home. I remember my home, the eternal home of souls. I remember my Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, and I have to return back, return to Him in that same way I came into this world. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti.
So, thank you so much, Didi, for the enlightening meditation. And I would request Dr. Ashok Mehta, since we were not able to listen to him and his connectivity had issues, so I can just request Dr. Ashok Mehta to propose a vote of thanks, and also would like to thank him for providing us this Vihasa platform to discuss about values in detail with Rajyogi sisters and brothers. So, Dr. Ashok Mehta, over to you.
Well, I only wanted to say that what we are doing through Brahma Kumari's Ishwari Vishwavidyalaya, through all the wings, that we are touching all segments of the society. And the most important thing is that the values have to be implemented, or have to be, people have to be educated, inspired to practice values across the all sections of the society. That's the most important thing, and that work we have been doing for now almost more than 80 years. So I think that's an important issue. Uh, well, I think I should congratulate you and thank you for arranging the beautiful program on Values for Life. And I think we must thank Shilu Ben for the excellent beginning that she has given to all of us. And to all the people, I think you're a large audience of more than 70 people. And congratulations and thank you, and wish all of them a very happy Diwali. It's nothing else but lighting of the lamp to remove the darkness. And I think values in life is one area which will enlighten all of us. Thank you very much. And Om Shanti. Best wishes for the new year.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mehta. And I would now request Shilu Didi that we are not leaving you. You'll be there for a few more episodes. So make sure you can join us for that. And just to announce for the people that the next time it will be again after another fortnight, we'll keep you all updated. The value which we'll be covering is Tyag, that is sacrifice or renunciation. Renunciation sounds a very heavy word. So what we'll be saying is sacrifice in a more gentle way. So all of y'all can keep ready your questions on that, and we'll see you all next Friday, next Saturday or Sunday after 2 weeks. That is 29th November. So thank you all of y'all. And if Claudia's sister wants to say any closing comments, you can unmute. Yeah.
I'd like to thank Dr. Manohi for giving us this opportunity, and also Shilu Ben for her speak was very nice. Dr. Ashota also, I like to thank him to give this, power for all this program to go, because you are behind. You are just the secret behind. So thank you for your help, and thank to everyone who came here tonight. It's a little bit late for us, but we are happy to be with all of you. And I want to wish a happy Diwali and happy New Year. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So we close the meeting. Thank you all. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you,